Boom. Hello everybody and welcome again to another edition of the Silver Surge Sports Enthusiast and Pop Culture channel. I am once again your host Silver Surge, coming back at you with my third installment of the PlayStation All-Stars What If Reboot series. So last video we focused more on the stages for the characters, and in the video before that we focused on the actual playable characters. This time I'm going to focus on a mechanic that's kind of like assist trophies from Smash Bros. They're secondary characters that made it into the game but are not playable. They're called sidekicks, and that was my own creation. So I think it'd be fun to go over the sidekick characters, and then a few other bonus things like items and stuff like that. So without further ado, let me get back into it, and we'll go from there. Starting it off from Heavenly Sword, I have this character called Flying Fox. It's this sinister oriental character with claw-like feet. He's got talons for hands, at least on the end of his fingertips, and he's got all these different scythes or blades on his back on either side. Looks like he has 10 to 20 on both sides together. So he's this really fierce-looking, sinister character from Heavenly Sword, so I chose him. We have Carmelita Fox from Sly Cooper, and she is Sly Cooper's love interest throughout the video game series, and eventually his girlfriend. So I would have her function similar to the Fox McCloud character in Star Fox and in Smash Bros. She had a rapid gun blaster that she could rack up quick damage to any other characters that she's fighting against. Next up I have Captain Quark from Ratchet and Clank. He's this big behemoth muscular character in Ratchet and Clank. That's really the only way to put it. He's got muscles, he's got a green antenna bodysuit on, and he would just be used as a big puncher. So basically he would just use his overwhelming strength to beat down characters. He'd be pretty slow moving, but he'd be his sole purpose would be to just beat up characters, basically. So just basically stay out of his way if you know what's good for you. Next on we have from God of War, I have two representatives. I have Medusa. Now I went back and forth with this one because I had thought about possibly using the Medusa rendition from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because that one's really sinister, but I wanted to tone it down just a little bit, and I decided to keep it more, I don't know, less terrifying and more like action-packed. So I went with the Medusa model from God of War. Then we have Satyr from God of War as well. It's this giant goat warrior thing with a shoulder armor plate, and he's got a big spear, so he would be basically using that to impact you and inflict tons of damage with his spear. So he'd be another brute, strong, powerful character that would be summoned as a sidekick. From Dead Space, I have one representative. I have this thing called the Divider. It's this alien, mutated humanoid-looking thing that has a cape or a coat on, so I'm guessing it used to be a human being. It's got long skeletal arms. It kind of looks like Slender Man. Basically what it would do is it would reach out, grab you, and inflict a lot of damage. It could poison you, shoot acid at you, and all sorts of things like that. But it could even constrict you. So it would be one of those nuisances, I should say. But it would be a fun character, and also thoroughly terrifying at the same time. From Bioshock, I've got three characters. Let's start it off with the Patriot from Bioshock Infinite. It looks a lot like our first president in the United States, George Washington. He's got the white powdered wig on, he's a robot, and he's got a blue coat, and he has two patriotic American flags on his back, and he wields a gigantic Gatling gun. So his sole purpose would be to shoot you over and over with the Gatling gun and inflict as much damage as possible. Then we have the Splicers from Bioshock 1 and 2 down in the Lost Ocean city of Rapture. They're basically mutated humans that are trying to kill you throughout the entire game. They have guns, they have spears, they have hooks, they have knives, and they're very quick and agile. And I think the Splicers would be a perfect quick assault type sidekick character, and they would both summon at the same time. So you have a guy and a girl Splicers summoning together. And they'd work kind of like Kat and Anna from Smash Bros. Brawl and 4. You know, they cross and slash you, but these things would be on the same platform as all the other characters, but they'd be running across the screen, slicing up characters on opposite ends and back. So that'd be kind of fun, and also very hard to avoid unless you're in the air. So moving on, we have the Songbird from Bioshock Infinite, the main villain. So this thing is a monster to deal with. I would say would probably be the most horrific and terrorizing sidekick that you can summon in the game itself. So we'd have it able to crash down and cause like a miniature earthquake and cause damage that way. It could pick you up and it can smash you into the ground. It could smash you into the side walls and rack up damage that way. And then it can go off to the side and perch and then screech, which would, again, cause more damage to every player other than the one who summoned it. So this thing can hurt you in a multitude of ways, and I would say it could even borderline kill you instantly if you have enough damage racked up. So definitely you want to avoid the Songbird, because that thing is a monstrosity, and you do not want to deal with it, especially when you have a high amount of damage on you. From Dragon Quest, I have 4 characters. I chose Lazarel, this double sword-wielding character with purple hair. It looks kind of like Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. He's got a yellow cape, he wears all green, and he would just be your classic sword combatant. I wanted to make him a playable character, but I already have enough Dragon Quest characters that I decided to make on the playable roster. Next up, we have Slime, the classic mascot of Dragon Quest. It would just basically slide across the screen, causing a slippery surface and making characters slip and fall. So it would be more of an annoyance than anything, but I think it'd be cute and fun at the same time. So then we have Lizzie, this giant dragon that stands on its hind legs. It's a cartoony green-looking dragon, but it holds a giant frickin' axe, so it could basically run across the stage. Not very quickly, but it would get in the way, and it could swing its giant axe and cause a lot of damage at you. It could even, again, KO you if you have enough piled up on you. Then the last Dragon Quest character we have is Desdemona. I was really, really borderline about to make her a playable character, but I decided just to make her a sidekick character instead, so I could fit her into the game regardless. She has a giant frickin' hammer, so you can imagine what she would do to you with that. She would jump and be very evasive, I guess, when getting around the stage, but then she would swing her hammer when she has the perfect opportunity, and that would rack up a lot of damage with just one swing. So basically, she can jump around, she can avoid you, but then when you least expect it, she'll land and smack you really hard with that giant hammer of hers. So look out for Desdemona. From Tekken 7, we have 2 characters. I chose Yoshimitsu. He's this sword-wielding Japanese, like, ninja thing. Cybernetic Ninja. He's kind of like a cross between Gray Fox and Genji from Overwatch, and I think he'd be the perfect character to be quick and slash you up pretty aggressively and furiously, just like Gray Fox does. Then we have Leo Cleason. He would work like Little Mac, in my opinion. He would just beat the crap out of you with rapid punches, and he could move pretty quickly, except he wouldn't be as short. So that would be Leo's main purpose as a sidekick fighter. Then we have Captain Connor from Assassin's Creed 3. I'd give him a classic gun from that era with gunpowder, and he would just shoot you off from the sides. And he would repeatedly shoot you. He'd probably have enough ammunition to shoot 4 or 5 rounds at everybody that's in his way. From Overwatch, we have Winston, because he had the Horizon Lunar Colony, but I didn't make him as a playable character. So he would jump around, he would use his magnetic force field to protect the playable fighter that summoned him, and then he would also cause little earthquakes, too, that would knock characters over when he jumps around and lands. We have Widowmaker. I think she would be a fun, unique character to summon. She would basically work kind of like Snake's original Final Smash from Brawl, where she'd jump off screen and she would snipe characters from a safe distance. So she would be targeting, and as she says in the game, she does not miss. So basically this would be one of those sidekicks that you just can't avoid no matter what you do. So that would be a lot of fun. She would rack up as much damage as she can in the time frame she has until she disappears. And then we have Diva. I couldn't not include her in any way in a reboot of PlayStation All-Stars. She didn't make the cut as a character, but she made the cut as a sidekick that you can summon. Her mech is a force to be reckoned with. She can shoot you, she can fly around the stage and smash into you, and she can use her ultimate and blow up her mech and basically eradicate the entire stage. And if she uses her ult, and I wouldn't say it would take up the whole stage, but it would shoot sideways. So if you're in the immediate area of her ult when it goes off, then you would be an instant KO. You'd be killed. So you want to look out for Diva, because she has a lot of different weapons at her disposal when she's summoned, and you Don't know for sure if she's going to summon her ult. She may not. She may. That'll be the surprise of her character. Okay, so that covers Overwatch. From Infamous, we have Sasha and Kessler. Those two are classic enemies from that series. They are psychokinetic, electric-wielding characters. They would pretty much function the same way. They could electrocute you. They can push you around with their psychokinetic powers and just cause a lot of disturbance and so forth. Horizon Zero Dawn, we've got two machinery villains. I have Snapmaw, which is like a crocodile alligator thing. It could clench its teeth and grip you. It'll shake you around, causing lots of damage, and then chuck you when it's done. That can either kill you or just plant a lot of damage on you, so look out for it. It's slow moving, but again, if you get caught in its mouth or its maw, play on words, it will hurt you quite a bit. Then we have Glint Hawk, another type bird assist character. Glint Hawk is a hawk, basically. It can come up, it can grab you, it can fly up into the sky and carry you off screen and cause a star KO, or it can drill you. It'll jump down and peck you and cause lots of annoying damage there. So it's got a multitude of different attacks, and you want to look out. It'll probably be kind of like a tall tale sign if it's going to jump down and try to carry you off, so you want to try to avoid it as much as possible. Shh! From Jak and Daxter, we have... Hold on, guys. Sorry. Get down! The second video where one of my pets has caused a disturbance. Sorry about that. From Jak and Daxter, we have Uberbot 888. It's got 3 blades, actually 2 blades, excuse me, where it would saw you up and cut you, and it would just cause a crap ton of damage to you. So you want to look out for that thing. Then we have Aeropan Commando from Jak and Daxter. It's this rabbit purple suited thing. It would jump around, be very agile, and punch you. Resident Evil, we've got 4 representatives. We've got, 3. We've got Hunk, which is a gas mask trooper. It can throw gas bombs and shoot you basically while your vision's impaired. So it does its job, he does his job, causing you to not be able to see while you're fighting on stage, and he'll shoot you from a distance. We have Hypnos. It's got a giant razor claw. It's this silver, sleek, humanoid type thing. And it would work kind of like Corrin does with his basic attack, where the rapid claw attack thing. So it would just inflict lots of damage with its claw. Then we have another claw character, which is Tyrant R. This giant mutated thing with huge piercing claws, and it would basically run up and slash the crap out of you too. From Devil May Cry, we've got 2. We've got Plasma, which is a electric villain. It can start out as a bat and fly around the stage, and then it can turn into a humanoid character and attack you. It can fight you. It can shock you. It can stab you. So it's got a lot of different attacks it can use on you. So you want to make sure you look out for that. Then we have Fetish, which is this giant walker thing with fire-covered shields, and it can throw those at you and catch you on fire. So you want to look out. It's slow-moving, but it can throw things at you from a distance, so you want to make sure you are very aware of it. From Fallout 4, I have 2 characters. We have Super Mutant, again, works kind of like Captain Quark. Big punch, slow-moving, lots of damage. And then we have Deathclaw. This thing has a lot of armor, and you basically cannot challenge this thing at all. It is a monster, basically. You can't challenge it. It's too strong. It'll slash you, it'll step on you, it will ram you, it will kill you. So you want to look out for the Deathclaw. From Gravity Rush, we have Raven. That is Cat's adversary and arch rival. She's got black and red flowing hair, and I believe she's got electrical powers too. So she would basically be able to shock you, kind of like Cole McGrath and his powers, but you can play as him. Then you have Tetrim from Uncharted. It's basically another gas mask shooter. And then the last one, I think this one's unique. This is one I chose from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's the Great White Shark. This one would work a little bit different, so when you summon it, the entire stage would fill up with water, and then the shark would swim on screen, and it would bite the crap out of all the other players. And it may even carry one of them off stage, or swim with one of them off stage. So that would be a really unique, fun one to summon, and given how sharks are my favorite creature in the ocean, I think I would really thoroughly enjoy that. Moving on quickly through the items, we have the Eve From Bioshock, basically, you inject yourself with a random potion juice thing, and it gives you a random power. Fire, lightning, water, ice, something. So it'll be random every time, and it only lasts for like 10 seconds. Then we have Erdrick's Sword from Dragon Quest, just a basic sword. We have Loot Box and a crate from another franchise I'll mention later. That carries all your items, basically. So when you break open the loot box, excuse me, or the crate, it'll give you a bunch of items. Submachine Gun from Resident Evil, self-explanatory. The Amp from Infamous, which can shock players. The Gatling Gun from Red Dead Redemption, you have to set it up and then it fires on its own. The Damage Trap from Fortnite. The First Aid Box from Fallout 4, which helps you heal. The Hunter's Bow, which allows you to shoot bow and arrows from Monster Hunter. The Air Grabber from Bioshock Infinite. There'll be lines or cables on each stage that allow you to use that weapon so you can fly across the stage. Then we have health healing items, but I can't mention because I'm going to make one more video on this series, which will mention the other Easter eggs. We have Jetpack from Fortnite, again self-explanatory, it'll help you fly across the stage. We have the Flamethrower from Resident Evil, used for burning your opponents. Plasma Grenade, it's a grenade. Blades of Exile, and Leviathan Axe from God of War, just basically skin-piercing weapons that rack up lots of damage. And then we have the Spartan Shield from Assassin's Creed. That basically protects you for a limited amount of time. So yeah, that pretty much concludes everything. Oh, I forgot to mention the item similar to a Final Smash and Smash is called the Grand Finale. I came up with that myself. It's basically another floating energy orb, and you grab it, it allows you to summon your ultimate move. Or your Grand Finale, I should say. So yeah, that pretty much covers all my assist characters that are called sidekicks. I apologize for my dog barking, because in the last video I had my cat meowing. I did not plan that. I thought he was going to be quiet the whole video, but you know how it is. So, anyway, that concludes this video and presentation. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy my content. I'm trying to get better every week, and we'll go from there. Hit that like and subscribe button at the very bottom of the screen if you haven't done so already. I would really appreciate that. It would help me a lot. And then stay tuned for the fourth and final video to this series. I'm going to wrap it all up with one big conclusion on my last presentation. Alright guys, thanks for watching again. You have a great rest of your Tuesday. Take care, God bless, and I will see you all next time. Silver Surge signing out.